There is no intro this time. Expect the unexpected. Don't think me so predictable. And here we find ourselves at the end of the year of 2025. And let's just say, I didn't think Dimwitted At Dusk would actually still be around. So I wanted to celebrate Dimwitted At Dusk not being removed by me after the first things that I did with it. So if you have a funny comment or something, I think you should put it down. 2025 is going away. That means you only have, 20 more minutes of being very stupid and silly. And you know what? Just say something really stupid and silly. And then I want to read it out at some point. And if there's nothing in there, I will commit seppuku in front of a herd of cows. But I kind of wanted to sit back and really just reflect over Dimwitted At Dusk as a series. Everyone's like, let's start a podcast. Oh my gosh, I love podcasts. I was like, I wanted to do something that's just really stupid, but for the purpose of being stupid, rather than it's having a specific goal or anything like that. I just want to be schizophrenic. And, this really gave me the opportunity to be quite schizophrenic and be like, I don't know what I really expected. I was interviewing some of my friends because it's like, maybe they could help be schizophrenic with me. I was like, that might be very funny. It's like, that's what a podcast format is. A podcast usually is two people going back and forth a lot of the time. And that's how it really started off. But I think once I kind of talked through my friends a bit, and I was like, interest does wane a bit. And unless it's like you're planning on taking on another host, it's like trying to interview your friends quite often might be a little too much. And so I was like, you know what? I'll actually reach out to other people. And it's like, I thought that a podcast would be something that everyone would be on board with. I was like, it's something silly, stupid, ha ha ha. It was like, I had my expectations set up to I think people would be quite interested to see how this is. And when I was starting initially, I was very hopeful. And then I started getting back some no's or not responses. And I took it personally. I think it was very hard with the way I set myself up to not take it personally. And it just made me think it's like, I'm the problem. And so if someone said no, I would be apologizing for it. And it just should have been just, that's okay. And just move on. I was just like, this is my fault because it's probably not good enough. Rather than it's like, maybe people just aren't interested in doing a podcast, even though it's like, podcasts are popular. That doesn't mean people want to do your podcast. I think when trying to go through and ask other people about this that I didn't know, I think I probably just lost a lot of self-respect for myself. Because I was just like, if I just, if I just throw myself out there, they would probably say yes. And it's just like, that's just not how that works, And then you start overthinking everything, and it's just a mess. And then once the well ran dry, what do I do with this podcast? I don't know what I want to do with this. There was a interview with Theo Vaughn about how he started, and it was just like, I was just doing a podcast all by myself, and I was like, what if I just rework the format to where I could fit it into a schizophrenic rant? And I've had so much fun with Dimwitted At Dusk, and I haven't really worried about reaching out to people as much because it's like, I figured out how to really make something consistent. And I feel like this is something that maybe I could be proud of, but I've just had so much fun not spreading misinformation and only telling the truth and honesty. Before I even revamped the podcast, there was a time span of when I wasn't even touching this or anything, or even really my YouTube channel in general. And I kind of almost let it die because I was like, I didn't think it was just going to work out the way I wanted. So I was like, if it's not going to work out the way I want it to, then it might just not work out at all. And I really just needed to revamp it in a way where I could work with it. I could have a guest, but it doesn't interrupt the flow of the podcast if I don't get a guest. I mean, you could always be better when you're trying to do a pitch or things like that, but it's just a learning thing. And I also do want to say that it's I also still had a lot of fun when I was interviewing for Dimwitted At Dusk. I feel like I just had a lot of fun in general doing both of these things. It's not like I like one more than the other. It's just I really just wanted to do something rather consistently, and I feel like this is just something that I finally can do. I can throw it out quite often, and it just works. And it's like, I think because I also don't plan very much ahead for things like this, and I have a fear of social interaction. Not really, but I hate talking. But I hate trying to talk to people over the interwebs. It is something that frustrates me immensely because it's just like, well, what can you do? And I think with that being said, I think what I can do is, adjust it into a way that I can still do what I want to do and still find it satisfactory and, not embarrass myself in front of random strangers. That one helps a lot. And one day Genghis Khan will be in that chair and we'll be talking about the new Fortnite update.